Uh Man, it's crazy, man. This whole Mandela effect and synchronicity, parallel dimensions. Look, thinking of ghosts, like when you see a ghost, like they say some ghost looks like it's almost like a hologram and like on a loop, and it just does the same loop. Could these things be parallel dimensional? You know what I'm saying? Like amnesia, missing time, where people get abducted by aliens. Here's a good point. Listen, all right. Let's say there's two. Like I was saying, I was feeling like there's an evil me from a different dimension sometimes. Uh, and imagine this. Okay, look. Say there is multiple parallel streams in time going on forward, right? And let's say that moment where you have that flash in the missing time, they switched like this. So you are kind of like on an alternate timeline now. Like kind of like in the movie Back to the Future, as different things unfolded, different members of Marty McFly's family in this picture, they started to dematerialize as the more like you stir with the stream of time, the consequences, man, fluctuate, or there'll be ripple effects where there'll be minor changes, but it's butterfly effect. They get bigger and bigger in different circumstances. But anyway, this could explain kind of like it could explain some stuff that's just recently been happening, like with CERN and this the Montauk uh project. You know what I'm saying? It's like I think the Montauk project is that movie. I think, man, I can't remember what it's called, man. But it's Ben Affleck, man, and he works for this company, and they wipe his mind, and then he was like seeing the future through this machine. You know what I'm saying? And he like has this plan, this master plan to beat the system. You know what I'm saying? Have the system destroy itself in a way. You know what I mean? It's kind of crazy, but the Terminator, the movie The Terminator. I mean, that's about this machine being sent back in time to uh kill. I mean, this person. I mean, in a way, man, it's like it's crazy in that movie because it happens multiple times. Like it's just so it seems like if you did that, it seems like that it seems like time would fall apart for some reason. You know what I'm saying? If you this the more you mess with it, it seems like eventually it would just be so out of whack. It seems like it would go to destruction. Like it would be the worst case scenario. It will happen because you're stuck in this once you started the event. You know what I'm saying? It's like you can't stop it. It gets worse and worse the more you try to uh, modify it. You know what I'm saying? The more you mess it up, almost like a copy of a copy of a copy of a copy of a copy. You know what I'm saying? Or a rumor of a rumor. You know what I'm saying? Or even like that, to where like, I mean, maybe that would be the whole goal, because then they can maybe maybe they feel they can uh, find their ultimate parallel dimension where they like it the most. You know what I'm saying? It's just perfect for a brave new 1984. I don't know. Maybe that's this reality, this dimension, my friend. Maybe this is the one they found, and that's why they're coming on us like this, man. I mean, I don't know, but sometimes I look at some of these things, and it is quite spooky and alarming. Just like this dude was saying something about. I seen this other thing, man, showing like potentially that the triangle craft and these huge giant craft in the sky are just giant blimps. You know what I'm saying? With special modified movement capability. I mean, you know what I'm saying? And that is just never thought about that before, but that could be done. You know what I'm saying? But all right, there's this movie from the '80s, and it's called The Serpent in the Rainbow. and it had this part where this person come up with this dust, and you'd be like, and you blow the dust in this dude's face, and this dude had all these kind of crazy experiences from it, right? Look, uh, and I listened to that Buzzsaw episode with this dude. What was it, man? It was called something, man, about time, man. It was about time, missing time. Uh, and he was talking about these people that were targeting him. You know, the Joint Task Force was targeting him, and he said they was hitting him with this shit called scopolamine. And it's you know what I'm saying. It's supposed to be a plant extract. It's found in like deep in South American jungles, and this stuff totally turns on your suggestion chemicals in your mind, and then shuts off memory. You know what I'm saying? Just for a short time, to where like it's like I don't know, man. It's like you ever hear of how they used to try to give people the truth serum. You know what I'm saying? It's something like that. But I mean, it's also what this dude was saying. It sounded like that movie Serpent in the Rainbow. You know what I'm saying? Where and basically in the Serpent in the Rainbow, when you hit someone with this chemical, they became your zombie slave, your servant. Because I mean, and that makes sense if this stuff is what they were showing in that movie. Uh, and also, you know what I'm saying? It's like I mean, hey, that's a good episode to watch, man. It's called Uh, Sleeper Assassin Testimony or something like that, man. Sean Stone. I mean, that just yeah, look that shit in the search engine. I can't remember what the name of it was, but look, this was it was pretty crazy, man. What this guy was saying here with this whole with getting blasted, man, with the drug that totally makes that literally makes they could make suggest anything to you. It makes like hypnosis. It's hypnosis in powder. You know what I'm saying? Hypnosis in a powder. And listen, here's the thing. Scary thing. I think I've ran into people before, and they have the power to hypnotize you and put you in a fucking trance. I mean, you won't even know it until it's too late, especially if you're kind of, say you're in a bar and you're buzzed up already, or you're tired and you're buzzed up in a bar. You know what I'm saying? And then this person's just sitting back and you're just blabbing on, blabbing on. He's watching these triggers in this body language, and they wait till you kind of like this point. They catch you at this point, and somehow it's like judo in a way, and they pull you in and they zap you or something, dude. I don't know how it works because I've caught people doing it to me before, and I've also noticed people that are decent at this game here that I'm saying, because that's all it is. It's a psychological magician's game, but I mean it's very powerful. It's like vampire, the power to hypnotize someone. I'm not sure if it's exactly through gesture. I'm not sure how they do it, because I mean, when it's being done, you won't be sure that it's being done till after the fact, and you won't even still be sure if it even happened at all, man. I mean, or if was it just me? Like, look, people that are good at it with the game, they know how to say something and then make you forget what you were talking about. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's why sometimes when I'm doing these videos, I did it to myself and I forgot what I was talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, there's a episode of Kung Fu Panda where this dude reads the secret scroll and he learns this fucking hand gesture, and that it did exactly what I was talking about. It like when like people would be yelling at him about something, and he would fucking do this, and they'd be like, "Oh, I can't remember what I was talking about. Never mind," and they'd walk away. But he kept doing it to them, and eventually they started becoming like, uh, they just were walking around like a zombie, like their minds all flashed out. You know what I'm saying? Like, crazy thing. Here's a connection. I mean, it seems like when it comes to mind control experiments, they say they put them in a room, they get all these lights. You know what I'm saying? And then they do things to them. You know what I'm saying? do strange shit. You know what I'm saying? And they hit you with substances, or they hit you with beams. Fucking, you know what I'm saying? Something to keep you like sedated. And that's what also they say. Like when the aliens supposedly uh abduct people, they they say that they're on a table and there's lights all around them and they can't move. You know what I'm saying? So if you hit someone with that chemical and you said don't move, they just can't move because it's chemical hypnosis. But I believe they also have uh like hypnosis experts, man. And I mean they're good. You know what I'm saying? I mean I'm not sure how they do it, but they can do it. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like scariest thing about it is like now think it back. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm thinking in my time or in my life for missing time event. And you know what I'm saying? And I actually kind of thinking back on it, I could have missing time events, and I just never thought about it. Thought about this whole parallel dimension action as well. Like if you switched dimensions, you know what I'm saying? What you saw in a different dimension, and before there was like a little fluctuation shift. Like this dude basically made this suggestion that maybe there's multiple parallel kind of streams or dimensions of time, and possibly the reason we don't remember something like we remember the thing Berenstain Bears instead of Berenstein is because we've already switched in a dimension. You know what I'm saying? That's also that's like I said, that's kind of sounds like the memory hole as well. You know what I'm saying? It'd be like you remember something totally different. No one remembers it because you're displaced from your actual dimension and you're in a parallel time stream where it's almost the same but it's different for everyone else because you're the outsider and then the person from that one got switched to yours. You know what I'm saying? Or you know, it's crazy. Potentially some of this stuff here. Uh it's crazy, man. All this mind control. Then you got these time travelers who are talking about abduct. They would abduct kids and push them into dimensional portals, and if they didn't come back and they didn't rematerialize, oh, that's they did this in the name of science, supposedly. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's kind of I don't know if I totally believe that all the way yet, but stuff's all into the same stuff. These scientists and mind control people, it's all one. It's all the same thing, man. It's like it's a different tentacle, even though you can. These tentacles are all. It's like a net. They're all interconnected and caught up and entangled in one another. But if you follow any tentacle down, there's this big squid in there. The vampire mutant squid is waiting to suck your blood. You know what I'm saying? Deep down inside of this mother effer. You know, yeah, man, it's crazy. This I mean, all right, Scopolamine. Imagine if you remember the movie Batman, the first Batman, where the Scarecrow's in there, and uh, he was spraying people with this stuff, and they would fucking bug out. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's Scopolamine could do. Maybe it's like that too, because you could make in a state where you're highly suggestive, you could get a dude to dance around in a strange little costume while you got someone high on that. And you could say that was the spirit guide, man, and it was trying to tell you this or that. I mean, I'm just trying to make examples of how this could be used to intensify uh, experiences for people engaged in, you know, like voodoo or mind control. Because I mean, that's the same thing there. In the voodoo, they got the fire, all this music going doom doom doom, this repetition. It's almost like a sleep deprivation chamber if you sit there long enough on the right types of substances. So it's kind of crazy how there's certain connections to I mean like the night paralysis, same similar effect. I mean different way that they're doing it, but it seems like the abduction. You know what I'm saying? You can see there's a connection to the abduction of mind control, man. Sleep paralysis, and alien abduction.